And we're live. Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the delay. Hope you're having a wonderful day.
Yes, good morning. Good to see you all, if that's the right thing to say, because I can't really see anybody.
And it's a beautiful day here in Kansas City. I always have to comment on the weather. The weather, changes our lives every day, doesn't it? So we had 65 degrees yesterday and got to get out and really move around a little bit more, and it just brightened our whole energy up. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we were a little bit late coming on. We have quite a few signed up, but we are still having technical difficulty with our guests. So she's got to get her computer or internet working, coordinated something before she can come on to talk to you. So we're really excited about that. So I think several of you were definitely interested in learning a little bit more about kinesiology or muscle testing, because we had quite a few people sign up in advance. So good morning from Arizona. I like that. I'm sure you're warm down there.
Yeah, if you guys want to say where you're joining from, that'd be great. And
so I'm interested to learn some more about applied kinesiology and muscle testing as well. I wasn't sure about it myself, but I'd heard about it and for a long time. And then I had the privilege to go to a conference called In the Trenches with Dr. Charlie Fagenholtz and quite a few other great practitioners. And then we had some breakout sessions, and I got to kind of experience it a little bit more, and it was very, very intriguing. So I'm personally, looking forward to learning some more, and have interacted with some others, the wonderful ladies from Coffee with the Docs, which is a podcast where I was a guest last fall. They've given me some different documentaries to watch about that, and there's different things to learn. But there's a lot to learn in this field, and very excited to hear from Vienna today.
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks like she's still having trouble.
No, I think she's good. I think I can see.
Yeah.
Yep, I think
I can't see her on my screen. So okay.
Yeah,
she's moving, when she's moving, I think that's a good start. So you want to bring her on, Joseph?
Yes.
But can I read the disclaimer? It's my favorite thing.
You want to? Why don't you read the disclaimer, Linda? You do the intro, and then we'll bring Vienna in.
All right.
But I might need to see that disclaimer because I don't have it memorized yet, big guy.
Yes, I know.
See, you have all the hard work. You do all the slides, and I just sit here.
Oh, it's very difficult doing the slides.
Yes. So the WAVwatch is a low-risk acoustical frequency product in the general wellness category designed to support self-care and overall wellness. It is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. The WAVwatch is not FDA approved or classified as a medical device, and its frequencies are considered experimental. Thank you for joining us today.
What a radio voice. Man, that guy.
They say a face for radio, actually, and I think that's a great compliment. So I do what I can for the team.
Please. Oh, you're hilarious.
So I get to introduce Vienna today because she is somebody that I've known for 10 or 12 years now. So Vienna was actually one of my first employees when I moved to Kansas City with my first business, Bras Thermography. And we started learning a whole bunch of things together. She took a lot of different classes at the same time that she was working for me. And she also was instrumental in helping me develop the WAVwatch, because if I would come up with an idea, she would be the one to test it and give me some feedback and maybe come up with an idea of her own. So she has been so involved, and I'm so proud that she's gone out on her own. She's taken more classes, and in all kinds of, she's a massage therapist, and she has so many other different classes and certifications that I can't even name them all. So she might tell you a few more of them, but she does do massage therapy. And obviously she's really into frequencies. And her topic today is going to be the muscle testing. So one that she is certified in is emotion code and body code practitioner, and she releases emotional energy. So she can do that online for you. Very interesting the way that she has done that. And she definitely is going to be showing us a lot of ideas today about muscle testing. So without further ado, let's see where we're at here on getting Vienna to come on through. There you are, and you're
welcome.
moving. Hey, we're set. And I should have said, it's so exciting to have you on, Vienna, because I get to hug her. I see her quite a bit. So, and she's a voice that you might hear once in a while when you call into customer service or, for refunds or whatever. She's been an all-around person helping with the WAVwatch. So anyway, finally, Vienna Dunham is here to share a bunch of secrets with us today.
Thanks for joining, Vienna. So glad to have you.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Nowadays, when people say where I'm from, I say, "Oh, I'm from Kansas City, the home of WAVwatch."
Yes, world famous. Everyone knows. That's awesome. I love it. Awesome. Well, we didn't get to talk about this yet, but maybe John and I can drop off and just leave you and Mom to kind of walk through the muscle testing together. And I'm sure Linda will have some great ideas, but I can't wait to learn.
I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen and learn.
All right. Well, however it works, but yeah, you can be there. And if people have questions in the chat, you guys can go ahead and drop those in the chat. And if they're relevant to what Vienna's teaching on, we'll pop up a little button like this. And so you'll see that while you're talking, and then you could address that. So if you guys have questions, drop them in the questions for Vienna while she's presenting, drop them in the chat. And then, we'll do some.
I do have one request. If one of you guys would come back in at the time that the screen says, "Let's try it." I'd like to have someone I could see trying it in front of me, and I already know Linda knows it. So
I'd like to volunteer my brother for that. That'd be great.
I was going to volunteer you first.
I'll do it. I'll go first. This is great.
All right. Sounds good. And so we can come like this so you can kind of see us a little more when we do the testing.
Okay.
And we will be giving a WAVwatch away today, right?
We can. We had
Yes.
we were going to give away Vienna's book. She's got a
okay. But we'll throw in a WAVwatch with that.
We can do that. For
You
sure.
are so generous. I love it. And by the way, while we're typing in things, occasionally something will come up, and that's just because I hit too many buttons. But we're going to get there. And I'm not sure what the download is, but we'll get it. We'll get it sent to you guys. So
yeah, he's asking about the download of the book. That'll come later, Jeff. Don't worry. We'll get to that. So yes. All right. Well, you ready? John and I'll drop off, and we'll put your slides up.
Okay. Yeah. Does somebody else control the slides? We didn't get to practice that because I didn't have signal.
Yes, I can do that.
We didn't get to set this up beforehand. Sorry, everybody. The technical difficulties.
Internet
I'm
is
super grateful to be here now. And then one of my other, there we go. That's what I was hoping for. Be able to see the words. All right. Perfect. So muscle testing is essentially a way, and I'm going to read this for now. I'm putting it up there so that anybody who wants to can take a screenshot. So that's my goal. Essentially a way to ask our subconscious mind questions and receive answers about what our body indicates. It allows us to gain important information about our wellness needs based on energetic changes and reactions. This is from Dr. Bradley Nelson at discoverhealing.com. That's Linda taught me muscle testing first, and then Dr. Nelson helped me refine the skills when I took emotion code and body code. So that's who that is. And if you want to know more, he has a lot about it. If we can go back, I have one more thing. Okay. Your subconscious mind knows exactly what's going on physically and emotionally. And by accessing that information, you can learn about what you need for optimum wellness. Next. So what's this good for anyway? It sounds like, yeah, a lot of people say, oh, my chiropractor's done that with me before. I stick out my arm and he pushes on it, and my arm stays up when it's something that's good for me, and my arm goes down when it's not. So perfect. Then you're acquainted with the concept if you've had that experience. And there's so many more things. So these are some things that I use it for on the daily. So supplement choices and amounts of a supplement to take. Have you ever been standing at the health food store and there are like 29 choices of vitamin C? You're like, really? Really? Just put an orange in a bottle and let me. Oh, yeah, we've already done that. It's called orange juice. But how awesome would it be to know which one would be right for your own body today? And it is like in the moment. So that's pretty cool to have that as an option. So we'll talk about how to do that. Prioritizing time usage. So sometimes when I'm like, oh, I don't know, should I do laundry first or go ahead and hop into work? And I just muscle test it. And because I don't know all the ramifications of this and that, and yet it's a known entity. And just for reference, I'm in a continual attitude of prayer, but often I'll start. Dr. Nelson says, we always start a emotion code session with asking for help from above. So that's the mindset. In my mind, that's the source. And then inspiration and word choice while writing. Sometimes I'll be texting along and I'll go, that doesn't sound quite right. Is there a better, or I'm training myself to go from questions to statements. So Linda, you can catch me anytime that I ask a question. Statements, according to David R. Hawkins, Power versus Force, who's muscle testing pioneer, says a statement is more definitive. When I'm asking a question, I still have questions about my question. And if I've distilled it to a statement, I'm solid. So that's why I'm retraining myself. So I'll say, there's a better way to say that. Nope. Oh, good. I've got it. Do I need to delete anything? No. Add anything? Yes. And I used to roll my eyes and go, drat. And now I go, no, wait, I asked for information and I got information. So then I lean in and go, okay, Holy Spirit, show me what's the thing? What is it that I could add? It's often a little thought will waft through. Oh, be sure to mention, that you're looking forward to seeing them next week. Yeah. Okay. Next week. So I add that and say, is there anything else? No. Yes. And then I feel really solid on what I send. So that's a great way to use it. Writing a book, there's so many ways you could do it. All right. Watering plants. I used to kill all my plants.
I never thought about that one. And I killed plants.
How fun. So I'll get to share. So it finally, like probably every week still, I come up with some new use for it and go, oh my goodness. But the day I thought of my plants, I was over the top excited to see if I could now begin to have the green thumb that my grandparents had. And who knew, but a green thumb is accessible to all, because what that plant needs is a known fact in the world. I didn't know it until I asked. So I'll step up to the plant. This plant needs water. Nope. Okay. This plant needs water. Yes. Ooh. Now here's where we get to the nuances of amounts, because that matters, right? Just water, no water. Do I put the garden hose on it or, give it a sprinkle? So then I say, oh, it needs more than 4 ounces. Okay. More than 8 ounces? No, exactly 8, 7, 6, 5. 5 ounces. And I would literally go with a measuring cup and pour 5 ounces on. And now I just water by intuition. Now I sense it, know it, like my grandma did. She never had to ask. So that's a sweet one for me. That saved my plants. Taking care of pets. Sometimes an animal's just a little off and you're not sure what it is. And you go, oh, is it that new kind of treat I gave? Yeah. Okay. Next time I'll check it before I leave the store instead of waiting till my pet gets an upset tummy. So what that would look like is in the store, say, one of these treats on this shelf is best for my pet. Yes, sure, that makes sense. Is it on, so let's say there's 2 shelves. Is it on the upper shelf? No. Lower shelf? Yes. Awesome. Left-hand side of what I can see? Nope. Right-hand side. Okay. Then I might look at the label. I could just go first, second, third. Awesome. Or I could say red, blue, green label. Awesome. So then I confirm this is the most suitable treat for my pet today. Yes. And I walk away confident and happy because I didn't add to the 10 treats at home that the cat doesn't like or the dog doesn't like. So that's an idea. What's the ideal healing modality for me in the moment? So I've got a little headache creeping up. WAVwatch is my best tool today. Yeah, awesome. And then I'll test what to use on the WAVwatch. Or let's say I'm feeling just a little angst. Somebody just cut me off in traffic and I'm just a little, and I don't want to stay that way. I want to be in the higher ranges of frequency of emotion. So then I'll say, is there something I can, no, I don't say, I say, not ask. There's something I can clear about that. Yes. Ooh, good. And I have part of the emotion code chart memorized. So I just go, ooh, is it on the chart? Nope. Just generally. Yeah. Can I clear it with sweeps? Yep. And this is what a sweep looks like. You just go over your governing meridian that comes from your tailbone up your spine, over the top of your head to your upper lip. You can sweep any part of it. You can use a magnet or you can use your fingertips. Dr. Nelson teaches this at discoverhealing.com. And then I just sweep and I'll ask how, I need more than 10 sweeps. Yeah. More than 20? No. 10, 11, 12. Okay. And I can do this, but if I'm driving, I may just go down the back of my neck. So I'm not quite as much of a crazy driver to keep one hand on the wheel. So do 12 sweeps. Did that clear? Or no, that cleared. Yes. Is there more? No. Awesome. And then I don't feel angsty anymore. So there's a use for it. And February's been Emotion Month here at WAVwatch, mental health, emotional well-being. So there's a thought on that. And what I have done for sessions for people is I'll write down the main modalities I'm currently using, maybe 5, 6, and I'll say to start, it's best to use emotion code, body code, and I'll just go down the list until I get a yes. And then that's where I start. So if we're going to ask, we might as well go ahead and trust it, right? If you're already of a mind to not trust it, just don't bother. But I've asked for information. Scripture says, if any of you lack wisdom, ask. And this is a tool that's been put in my hands. So when I ask, I believe. And releasing trapped emotions, we talked about that. Best route in traffic in real time. Sometimes it looks like I'm not going to be able to get out going left on Santa Fe. So I may say, best to go right. Yep. Then I can come out at a light. Or sometimes it's like, best to go the highway, best to go back roads. And I just see which one says yes. Then I just trust it. I got nothing to lose here, right? Except maybe missing an accident or being in less traffic. All right. And then anytime you want insight for daily decisions. So Dr. Nelson does say, you've got other sources of wisdom for decision making, like spiritual leaders or family members. So I don't use muscle testing for things like if someone says to me, should I marry Joe? That's not what I use it for. This is about well-being and wellness, those kind of categories. So that's that's something to keep in mind. All right, next slide. All right, it's about learning to listen. Your conscious mind knows some things. Basically, it knows what it's been taught, right? Your other than conscious mind, the rest of your brain knows the rest of the story. Thank you, Paul Harvey. And your body keeps the score, as Vander Kolk, I think is his name, wrote a book. And I want to know the score. So I'm going to check in with the rest of my brain and my body. So you want to find the nonverbal language to connect with the rest of your brain. So that's what we're doing today. I used it like training wheels. I have a lot of friends in my life that just are spiritually attuned, and they just know. They stop and which is my best today, or however they ask it, and they get feedback, just like it's an inner voice, all kinds of wonderful ways. And I felt like, what am I, chopped liver? I wasn't getting those signals. And when it occurred to me to ask, could muscle testing be the training wheels that I have longed for? So I got a solid yes. I was like, yes. And now I'm starting, after a few years, to feel like I know what the answer will be before I muscle test. It's not all the time, but it tells me the training wheels are working. I'm getting my balance in this area. You practice with obvious things to gain skill. So you don't have to make it tricky. I didn't hop on a motorcycle at 5 years old. I started with training wheels on a small bicycle and graduated up from there. And I have ridden a motorcycle. So there's ways to get there. So we start with obvious. So like the room I'm sitting in, thanks to my neighbor who had a good signal, is white. So I'm going to say, this wall is purple. Nope. This wall is white. Yes. So just start with super obvious. The sun is shining now. Yes. It was cloudy earlier. Yes. Just things that you can tell obviously. Having an agenda decreases accuracy. Dr. Nelson says this. Most everybody teaching muscle testing, applied kinesiology is its other name if you want to research it more. If you're other than conscious mind, if you have an agenda, like, oh, I definitely want to eat a chili dog today. Is a chili dog best for me? Sure. Yes. Okay. Now that may not be. If I'm unattached to the outcome and I ask about a chili dog, the answer may be no, right? There's a lot of factors in there. But if I want it bad enough, then I might as well bless it and eat it. But I don't have to. If I'm consciously having an agenda, I can first take the step of setting that aside and go, either I really don't care about the answer to that question, I know I want a chili dog, or I can say, I really do actually want to know if my body would benefit from that right now. Or my emotions. Maybe it's comfort food and it's stroking another part of me than my body. So there's all kinds of ways to notice, be a noticer about whether or not I'm assuming I know the outcome, because you want to start with an open mind. So confidence will grow with practice. Next. All right, there's many forms of muscle testing. So find what feels comfortable for you. And one of my favorite pastimes is collecting ways of muscle testing, because I know a number of people who would say to me, yeah, I've tried that ring and ring thing, and that just doesn't work for me. I feel like I'm manipulating it. So I've collected enough different ways now that I can generally help even a pretty solid skeptic come to a place that they go, wow, I had no idea that this was possible. And seeing that light bulb go on for somebody, like, oh my gosh, something just really happened here. I didn't make that up. Just brings so much joy to my heart. So we talked about the arm test with the helper, pardon me, as many healthcare practitioners will do. So that's checking for an indicator muscle is what it's called. And they choose this because the anterior deltoid is a strong muscle that doesn't fatigue easily. And so often the lingo of strong and weak is mentioned, and I don't think that's quite accurate. I think it's locked and unlocked, because I've seen Dr. Nelson do it with somebody that looked like a professional football player. And when the answer was yes, I mean, he could, well, let's say he tried it with a professional football player and then a little old lady, and he could almost hang on the little old lady's arm when the answer was yes. It wasn't budging. And the football player, when the answer was no, he couldn't hold it up for love nor money. Just whoosh. And so that's like, oh my goodness, there's a lock unlock mechanism here that the other than conscious mind is setting up. And my belief is that it's every muscle in your body can lock and unlock in a moment. It's actually a split second that it turns on and off, and it lasts for a few seconds. So you're not going to be unlocked all day long if the answer was no. It's just in just a moment, it'll reset and you can test something else. Okay, stand and sway is the one that, one of my favorite stories, Linda, is you teaching my mom how to check. The biomeridian scan came up with some egg allergies, but it was nebulous. Like, okay. So she said, stand, Mom, Marge. She didn't call her mom. And in the grocery store. And it's pretty inconspicuous. You can look like you're reading the label. And you train your body once. If this is good for me, I'll lean toward it, forward. If this is not good for me in this moment, at this time, I'll lean back a little. And if it's not obvious enough, you could say, show me stronger, please. And just be aware that you might need to move a foot to catch yourself, because your body will respond. So she's reading the egg carton, and she has already trained her body. Forward is yes, backwards is no. And so she goes backward a little, and she puts that carton down. She goes and picks up another one and just stands still. It's kind of like neither here nor there. She puts it down, picks up another one. And even before she thinks the question or the statement, as I'm retraining, right, she's leaning forward. She puts that carton in the cart, buys it, takes it home, eats the eggs with no issue. Now, my personal theory on it is that some egg allergy is what the chickens ate. So mom has a mold issue. And so if somebody fed moldy bread to their chickens or the grain had mold in it, then mom is not going to respond well to that. But now she knows, and she has not had an egg reaction since. Thank you, Linda.
Can I add to that a little bit?
Please.
I've taught probably 5,000 or 6,000 people how to do the stand and sway method in my office. And, it's really fun to see people's skepticism leave when they, I have the things there for them to test. And by the time they leave, they are usually sold on it. You can't help but laugh when a large gentleman doesn't want the system to work. He doesn't want his body to sway with the product that you're asking him to test. And he, puts his legs apart and plants his feet, and he's expecting no movement. And all of a sudden his body just jerks, So, it is really a fantastic method, stand and sway. But now that I have the WAVwatch, I've kind of gone more to using the hands and fingers and teaching them a different method if they have the WAVwatch. But all of these forms that she's telling you, you can mess with all of them. What a phrasing. You can practice with any or all of them. Some will work for you and some will not. You just need to find the one that you like, that your body talks to you the best when you're using it.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. Another is hands and fingers. So I'll just kind of run through a few and then teach one. So someone showed me, let's see if I got a dark enough background here. So this is akin to pressing on the arm, but this is one finger pressing on another. And I often just use my name. My name is Vienna, evidently. And then my name is George. Evidently not. So you can test that way, or you can do show me yes, show me no. So That's a thought. All right, let's go back to the the list. Oh, no, we don't have to yet. Never mind. So Dr. Nelson uses ring in ring. Got my 2 rings here. Put them together. My name is Vienna. My name is George. And it just came apart a little. I was holding a little tightly. My name is Vienna. My name is George. And I'm just, so you only hold tightly enough that your yes will stick. And personally, I don't like 2 breakpoints. So I use my thumb. And so I've got my okay sign. This is offensive in Brazil. Don't do this in Brazil. So let's say I'm holding it this way, and then I'm just going to put my thumb in through the hole. My name is Vienna. My name is George. And it just let go. Like, nope, that's just not the truth.
And you should try this a little bit while she's showing, if you want to, and she'll be showing John a little bit more later, but there's several different hand methods that you can use.
Show me yes, show me no. Just let's go. It unlocks, right? Let me think if there's any others in the hand department. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Would you demonstrate that one, Linda?
Now, this is my favorite one. I just usually use my name and somebody else's name, and it will give me a signal. My name is Linda, and it's really tight. But as soon as I say my name is Sue, my fingers will snap. So I use the snapping method more than anything.
Oh, that's awesome. I had completely forgotten about that one. Thank you.
See, people like different ones. Like Vienna uses a different one than I do. So try them all. And the one that works best for you is the one you keep using. So now I can just go through the store and say, I like this one. My body needs this, or vice versa. So
that's so awesome. Yes. Oh, that's great. All right. Can we go back to the list? Thank you. One that I really enjoy is it's about breathing, and then I'll remember GSR for the other one. So you can go back, take the list away if you want to. So this one was very surprising to me. When I first heard this one, a man was doing a session, emotion code trainer, and I was just amazed. He was so fast. And he was even just thinking the questions or the statements. It does not have to be out loud because it's a vibration. When it's a thought, it's already a vibration. We hear the vibration when we put it through our vocal cords, but that's like silent prayer. You do not have to pray out loud to be heard, right? So similar principle. And so in that, I can even just think, but I'll say it out loud for the sake of the camera. My name is Vienna, and now I'm going to sniff through my nose. You don't have to make a noise. I'm going to sniff to show how hard I'm sniffing. Okay. And then, so my name is Vienna. Wide open channel. My name is George. I can't even take any air in. So try that one. Have you done that one, Linda?
No, I haven't.
Oh my goodness. Try it right now if you would.
My name is Linda. My name is Sue. Yeah, it is a little different.
Just a little restricted.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even believe that the first time. One woman that I was showing it to, her nose would look normal when it was yes, and then her nose would literally go in like a camel and shut the flaps when it was no. I was like, ooh, that might be a good one for you. All right, and the last one is for the very skeptical among us. This is so reliable. It is part of lie detection. So I say, if it's good enough for a court of law, it's good enough for me. So this is galvanic skin response, hand moisture. So you're going to rub your thumb and finger together like I say, feeling for your fingerprints. Okay, feeling. My name is Vienna. Smooth. My name is George. It's just like catchy. Like, what happened here? And then you can go back. My name is Vienna. Smooth. Show me yes. Smooth. Show me no. And it just, you might even be able to see it jumping. It's like, so it's the sweaty palm syndrome. Somebody that doesn't like public speaking, or maybe most everybody, they get up and some part of their brain's going, no, sit down, you're gonna die. You may get rejected and kicked out of the tribe and not stay alive. So sweaty palm is the response of the body when the answer is no. So it's the whole hand, or the palm side of the hand, at least. I haven't tried. I don't think I can do the back of my hand. So show me yes, smooth as silk. Show me no, like corduroy. So that one is for those that might be skeptical about some of the others that they think they're manipulating. If they use it for lie detection, it must be pretty unmanipulatable. So there you go.
And the body just has so many ways to respond, involuntary response, when it knows something is not correct.
That's right.
It's going to respond differently when something is correct. It knows a yes or a no.
Absolutely.
Muscle reactions in such a quick segment.
Yes. And I'm going to share one more that wasn't on the list. So these friends that I spoke of that just have an inner knowing, they ask a question, they expect a response, and they just know inside. So I got to be with a friend who was being trained for her own personal inner knowing spot. And so it's like, you just sit and be quiet. And I generally, if I can go outside and walk on the grass barefoot, grounding, be present, take a few deep breaths, just be settled, ask for help. Then I head into it. And so this is finding your yes in your body and finding your no in your body. So just kind of settle in, be centered, be grounded, whatever that looks like for you. And then, okay, show me yes in my body. And just notice. And then we can like a toggle switch, show me no in my body. This is super nuanced. For me, I was like, did I feel something or did I not? And I did it a few times. And for me, at just below my breastbone, there's this little, like a little curlicue coming up, a little wisp of something when it's yes, and a curlicue going down when it's no. And a lot of people speak of it in their heart area. It's usually somewhere in your core, in your torso. And it's show me yes, show me no. So you can play with that. And that'd be the completely invisible thing. You don't have to stand in the store.
I feel my muscles here and across my, this way, tight. That's what I can feel. So.
Thank you for sharing that. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one.
That's a new one for me,
Yay.
too. I haven't done that method, so.
Okay. Let's go back to the slides, please. And go to the next. All right. So I've said a few of these so far. We'll just run through this quickly. Set your intention and attention to be a noticer. Calibrate and check your connection before starting. And anytime you feel a little off, like if you get a funny answer, the answers are definitely related to the quality of the statement. So if I ask something really nebulous, I can get just a neutral, like not a strong response, or I may keep getting no when I know the answer is yes. The wall's a neutral color, and I go to the wall is white. So it may just need more specificity. So that's a helpful thing to know, that you can calibrate. So you can do a grounding exercise if you calibrate and, my name's Vienna. Oops, what? So we'll talk in a moment about a couple of ideas for what that might be. So whatever form of muscle testing you choose, use an obvious statement like, my name is Vienna. No, you use your name to confirm the yes, and then a name that's not yours, not a family member, not a pet, make it random. And then my name is that, to confirm that no is a no for you in your body at this time. So if you get a reversed, it could be that your polarity is reversed. It's the equivalent of, I'm going to show when I was born here. cassette player, put the batteries in backwards, and you got it. Sometimes it wouldn't work at all, and sometimes it would literally run backwards and unroll the tape. It's like, no, stop. So if your batteries are in backwards, here's how to fix that. If their polarity is reversed. K27 is a acupuncture point, kidney meridian, and it's about 1.5 inches to 1 inch down from your collarbone, inner knobby edge of your collarbone, come down, and then over about 1.5 inches. For a larger person, it might be 2 inches. It's in between a couple of ribs. It's a pretty big gap, and you just go along that gap until you feel a sore spot. K27. You can look it up. You can Google that. Where's K27 on the body? If it's a little sore, you just rub it for about a minute. And you don't have to wait till the soreness goes away. Just when you feel a shift, it's not quite as sore. Then you've released the issue, and you should be calibrated properly back to your batteries are in correctly.
And Vienna, I didn't used to find that very many people's polarity was off, but now a few more people, but that doesn't happen very often. So, but if if you're not answering your own name correctly when you're doing your muscle testing check, then do the polarity idea that she just gave you to reset that. But it's not very common.
That is so helpful. Thank you. Give people confidence that that's not an everyday occurrence. Donna Eden has a central meridian flush. Start with your hands down by the groin and just come up. You don't have to touch. You're just moving energy. Come up to your lower lip and then go back down to your hips, back up. I usually do that 3 or 4 times. And then you end with touching your chin. And that is flushing the central meridian so that if you've got stuck energy in there, that's a way to clear it. All right. Now we're ready for next.
Now, you do have a question.
Oh, great. Can you see a product on the internet and ask with muscle testing? Yes, yes, yes. So that is, you're seeing it on your screen in front of you. Product XYZ would be beneficial for me at this time. Yes. And then it might be something that's not going to be needed long term. Like, so one time you can get a great price on 6 bottles, and I only needed 2 bottles worth. So I ended up with 4 bottles left over. My body didn't test for it anymore. So you can also say it would be in my best interest to go ahead and get 3 bottles. Yes. 5 bottles? No. 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3 it is. So that's another thing that could be beneficial. And then you could also maybe ask, if you didn't want to get a separate vitamin C for everybody in the household, assuming you've, in many cases, you've got some shared DNA there. So you could say, this powdered vitamin C would serve everyone in the family well. Yes. So you don't have to go buy 6 different ones. You can actually do a little combining there. All right. Do I have one of you guys come up? They're still flipping a coin in the back.
and I can go off. You can take me off, I guess.
Oh, you're both going to try. That's so noble.
Yeah. I was trying as you're testing, and I think, I only have 1 kidney, so maybe I'm like not so accurate. I don't know. John, you're on mute.
I only have 1 emotion, so that's why I've been a little bit stunted. So that's could be part of the issue.
You guys are great. Okay.
So I'll try to back out so they can see you better. How's that? No, that's not what I want. Can you take me off?
You can stay. Don't worry.
Yeah, just stay there. I don't think it's going to change your size too much with you there. So we're good. All right. So let's start with let's start with this one, because that tends to be reliable for people. All right. So let's do show me yes, since you all have obviously different names. Show me yes.
Show me yes.
Yes. But yes to what?
Just show me what yes looks like.
Oh, this is like a control group. Okay.
Yes.
Show me
Yes. Thank you for that.
Show me yes.
Okay.
Now show me no.
Show me no.
And then let's go back to show me yes. It's fairly nuancey. You're building your noticing skills.
Show me yes. That's crazy.
That look is what I
Okay, so there's a little bit more friction on my guitar calluses over here.
Mhm.
precisely. And
But then
that's
when you
hand
say
moisture.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then when you say show me no,
Show me no.
see, I can't move it. It sticks.
Mine
Show
is
me
just like catching. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're feeling a difference. Mine just obvious. It sticks. I can't even move it.
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what?
So you're
So-
getting the feel of a yes or a no. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, you're so helpful. You just can't help yourself. So now you could go on and use that and say, let's see, what's something, my body would like to do a 20-mile run this morning.
My body would like to do a 20-mile run this morning. Not moving at all. Okay. What
Okay.
about you, John? You up
my-
for 20 miles?
Not incredibly, not moving very well.
So
That means no. Okay. We kind of suspected that. We did something kind of obvious to really make it clear. My body would benefit from some form of movement today.
My body would benefit from some form of movement today. Do we need to say it, or do we just respond to
You
you?
can think it, but for the sake of the camera and the audio, let's say it. I love that. Okay.
My body
Is that
would
pretty
benefit
smooth?
from sort of movement today. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're still running smooth.
All right. Perfect. And then if you're kind of undecided, a bike ride's better or strength training, you can say bike ride's best for me today.
Bike ride's best for me today.
A bike ride's best for me today. Okay.
But I don't have a bike.
Oops, guess who's going to buy a bike? I'm just kidding. Okay, so you would obviously pick two things that are real options for you. So you could
Bike
do
ride would be
aerobic
good.
strength training. You could do, and then what? Then you could nuance it down to what form. And some people are just so clear on what they want that it's obvious for them. And sometimes I just don't know what I want. And so I'll go ahead and test it. All right. Any more questions, guys? You passed the test.
Should we try some of the other ways, or just
Do I
guess
have any
for
more
time- I
questions
guess for
for
time
Ian?
we could.
I don't have any more questions for you, Vienna. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh,
So,
boy.
but
yeah,
it's
I'll
so
go ahead
easy
and-
to take that same idea and, really push it for nutrients, right? And she's going to show even, I think we're going to go on to the WAVwatch or whatever, but you could say, do I need vitamin D today?
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Mine is a no.
Okay.
Do I need vitamin C today? Yes.
Beautiful.
Do I need B1 today? No.
Awesome. And then with C, you could say, you can go ahead and make it kind of wild. I need 10 grams today. That would be
Right.
diarrhea
No.
for most of us, right? More than 5. Nope.
Oh,
Exactly 5. Nope. 4, 3. So for me, 2. 2 is smooth.
see, now 5 is a yes. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
All right.
So now let's go back to the slides. Thank you, guys. Next. All right, now we're going to talk about emotional well-being and the WAVwatch. So to gain insight into what setting on your WAVwatch might be best to support your emotional well-being in this moment, I suggest referring to your booklet. And back at my other location that didn't have internet, I did have a booklet. So, but didn't grab that on my way out the door. So what it has under emotions is these 7 words: calming, fear, harmonize, mental clarity, mood balance, relaxation, and support. So 7 isn't so many words to check one at a time. So you could just, let's go ahead and go to the next slide. I think I spelled it out. And if you want to do screenshots of this, or obviously it'll be available for re-looking at later. All right, so 7 choices is a small number. So I would say the most supportive preset in the emotion category for me right now is calming. Nope. And then you'd go through the others on the list and you're looking for a yes. Okay, so the most supportive. And like I checked for my son last night. He said, check for me, Mom. And he does do muscle testing himself, but he was saying I could test for him on the show today. And the last one on the list is self-control. And that's what said yes for one of my sons. So you can check for others. And, you know, if you, maybe they can watch this and learn how to do it for themselves. But you can also, let's say you've got a 3-year-old with a cough. What's going to be the best? So you could just go through the categories if you're looking for a bigger, you know, something beyond the emotions, and then go through until you get the category with a yes, and then inside of it. And so if more than one says yes, then you could narrow it down and say the best to use first is, and see what says yes. And then if they're all a yes, you can maybe assume there's something in every folder that would be beneficial to you today. And so it's best for me to run the whole folder. Yes. Awesome. Then you just put it on the little loop the folder option. And this is on 2.0. So on the next one, we'll look at how to do it on 1.0 WAVwatch. Now that's a lot more words. So then that's where I find the book helpful. And there are different categories. I didn't list them all out. Oh, but I do have that book. I managed to get out the door with that. Yay. Okay, so
You need to change slides.
Yes, that'd be great.
Oh, hey, sorry. I knew what you're talking about, so I grabbed my booklet. Here, I'll show it bigger, so because I thought that was really cool what you're saying. So you're basically saying, if you're trying to figure out what's wrong, you can go through different categories and just test. Do I need something in first wave or brain wave or chronic?
Exactly.
Right. So you go through each category.
Yes.
And then once you get the category, then you narrow it down.
Yes. And on a really long category, you can say, just kind of mentally draw a line in the middle and say, it's in the top half. It's in the bottom half.
Okay.
And you can just kind of keep dividing it in half until you get it to be where you're down to just a few, and then first, second, third, something like that. Thank you. Very helpful. Okay. So under emotion for a 1.0, there are quite a few words here. We're on page 7. And so I will go to the Bach emotional 7 emotion combos is in that category is best for me to run right now. Nope. In the single Bach emotions. Nope. In the chakras. Nope. In the solfeggio. Yes. Ooh. The 9 combo. Nope. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7. Okay. So then I would go set to that one. And if it said solfeggio, if I got yes on solfeggio, but no in terms of any one, I'd say, oh, so I just let things occur to me like, oh, maybe it's the whole folder. I need to repeat it all. Best for me to run the whole folder? Yes. Oh, sweet. And I just feel so empowered when I can get what's really right for me. And then if it's the last ones that aren't in a particular category, I'd go, it's in this miscellaneous group. It's on the left side. Nope, on the right side. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. Awesome. And then I just run it. And even if it doesn't make sense to me, here's a little WAVwatch tip. Every category that you see, not even category, every entry that you see in the book has up to 30 frequencies in it. So even if it doesn't make sense, stuttering came up. What? I don't stutter. And yet there are things in there that would be supportive for me. I was like, okay then. And I just run it. And there's no way to hurt yourself. So that's and I will say, sometimes I'll say, so on detox, and now I'm going to talk 1.0. It's ideal for me to run the whole detox folder today? Nope. That would overwhelm my body on some days. Or when I first started using the WAVwatch, I started with just a few. It's safe for me to run the top 2. Okay. So I'm just going to start with 2 when I first start using the WAVwatch, because I'm not interested in flu-like symptoms where I'm overwhelming with my body with toxins that are leaving, right? Herxheimer effect. So that's a way to get around overwhelming yourself, so you can find out what your body is willing to process today. That's another way to use that with the WAVwatch. All right. We've done the 1.0. We are complete. And here's my gift to you. We talked about physical, releasing tension in the physical body to increase the flow of energy and blood and nerve signals. And so this is a self-care book that's a free download for you. Go to stopthepainbook.com and you'll find some techniques. And then there are some videos that stopthepainbook.com/videos will take you to one of my daughters and I demonstrating how to get more blood flow, let's say, up into this area. So look, if you go to look at the videos, check out Shrug, Chicken Wing, Lean. That's how to get this area happy. So that's that. And then I know we're getting tight on time. So if you had a blazing question come up for somebody, we could do that quickly. Or if we need to run right on to the closing out, I pass it to you now.
Yeah, no, we can jump back in here. There's a good question John's pulling in.
I've attempted muscle testing multiple times on myself with the arm response, but I feel as if I manipulate my responses when doing the testing. Suggestions on how to get past this? Definitely the rubbing your fingers together, because the galvanic skin response is virtually unmanipulatable. I mean, if you can will be moist my hand, then I can't do that. Be dry my hand, so I would go back and review that one as one that might be a good choice.
All right. Great questions here. Yeah, try a different way. This is interesting. Looks like some people may have had the time incorrect, so I'm so sorry. We'll have to figure out what happened. But if you're jumping on now thinking that this is beginning, we're ending. But you can watch the replay, and I'll post the links to the replay in the chat right now. So we'll post this link here after we're done. You can come back to this link and watch the replay, or it'll be on YouTube or Facebook. And I'll
so sorry for that. We've been changing our emails around a little bit and trying to do a better job, but I'm not sure what happened there. So
yeah. Any other questions you guys see? All right. Well, somebody asked about the link to your book, and I did post that already, but I can post it again, stopthepainbook.com.
Oh my goodness. Somebody else said their email said 12 o'clock. Yeah.
12 Eastern, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we must have some issue going on.
Okay. So I jumped in and said we were going to give a WAVwatch away today so that you can practice muscle testing on the WAVwatch. You don't even have to have your booklet with you. You can just be looking at the screen on either WAVwatch and say, do I need anything on this screen? Yes or no, Then swipe the screen. Do I need anything on this screen? So we wanted to give a WAVwatch away so that people could continue practicing. And, you've got it on your wrist. That's all you need to do is tap a couple buttons ask yourself some questions so that you can dig down and get to the exact frequency set that you need to be using. So do we want to guess a number, or how do we want to do this, Joseph and John?
How about we muscle test it?
Oh, okay. It's your,
We'll let you do that, Vienna.
So
Can you
let's
see the
do
comments?
the people, like people who've made comments. Is that how you usually do it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anybody that wants to drop a comment in right now, you've got that moment. And up on the screen is, if you don't have a WAVwatch yet and would like to order based on, oh my gosh, I want to get one, my code is Vienna 100 for $100 off. So now, how many comments are we up to, guys?
Since you started talking, or the whole webinar?
Probably the whole webinar, because
Oh, we got hundreds.
hundreds. Okay.
I usually do it from the point at which I say we're going to do a giveaway now, and then I
Okay.
can look at the time.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
she's going to muscle test this, so this ought to be fun. So put a quote in or comment in. We'll wait just a minute or so more. Is that what you're thinking?
Mhm.
All right, we got quite a few comments since we started
All
talking
right.
about the giveaway. Do you want me to find a number, or you just want to look at the comments, Vienna?
I can't see the comments when I'm inside the studio, so nope, I'm good. So let's do number 13 per comment from the time that you began saying we're gonna do a giveaway. So I muscle tested 13.
All right, number 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12. All right. Terry Stone. It really works.
What a perfect comment to win.
Yeah. All right. Terry Stone, we will find your email and since you registered and send you an email to get you set up for free watch.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you all
so
for
much.
playing along.
today. And I hope everybody had as much fun as I did. I'm sure we really put my sons on the spot, you know. So should I tell one more story about muscle testing, John? Yes. John has been a little skeptical on the muscle testing. And this fall, I guess we were at a convention in Boulder, Colorado. And someone came up to me with their WAVwatch and said, show me how to use my WAVwatch for muscle testing. And so the lady's name was Molly. So I just say, does Molly need anything on this screen? No. And I, change screens. Does Molly need anything on this screen? No. Does Molly need anything on this screen? Yes. And then I opened that screen up. Does Molly need anything in this category? And I just kept drilling down like Vienna has showed you to do. You just keep drilling down and asking questions. And it said that she had diarrhea. And she was like, oh, how did you know? That's why I needed so much help, So then later, John, who's standing right there, he goes, Mom, did you realize that you picked one thing out of 1,100 ideas that she needed? You tested for the one thing that she was needing help with. I don't know if I can get a better story than that. That's what you can do when you start muscle testing. You can really zero in. You're trusting your body. You're learning from your own body. And then when you react to your body, you can improve and help your body. Your body will thank you for learning to listen to it.
Beautiful. Well said.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a great story to end. And yeah, thank you so much, Vienna, for sharing. Really enjoyed it. Glad we worked through the connection issues. And again, if you don't have a WAVwatch yet, please use Vienna's code and support her, Vienna 100. And thank you again. That was wonderful. So
yeah.
Thank you, Vienna.
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity.
We appreciate it.
I love my WAVwatch.
All right, thank
Proud
you.
to be
Thanks
from
everyone
Kansas
for joining.
City, home of
All
WAVwatch.